Yeah, I'll start off with this cartoon there, just to put it in perspective in terms of education. I don't know whether you can read the bottom line there, but while I talk, you can look at that, But then we wish to thank the government of South Africa, the government of Western Cape, University of Western Cape, and AfricanBrains for being wonderful hosts and the wonderful organization that we've seen so far. Our Deputy Minister for Education and Vocational Training, Honorable Mulugo, has highlighted some facts about Tanzania and the education sector. After listening to his presentation, I will not repeat these, but add value to what he has stated, hopefully in the allotted time, with a view from the ICT perspective. Let me commence by explaining the mission of my ministry and my commission, or the commission that I work with, basically. The mission of the Ministry of Communication, Science and Technology is to facilitate sustainable wealth creation and better livelihood of Tanzanians through policy development and the promotion of science, information, communication technology, innovation, research and development for the realization of Tanzania's Vision 2025. The Tanzania Commission for Science and Technology that I'm associated with is a national body established by the Act of Parliament number 7 of 1986. And the Commission is the principal advisory organ, that is the chief advisor to the government on all matters pertaining to science, technology, innovation, ICT entrepreneurship, and R&D, and their application for socio-economic development of the country in realizing Tanzania's Development Vision 2025. So the question is, what is our Vision 2025, which is tied in to what we call Mkukuta. Mkukuta is our strategic framework for Vision 2025. So the Vision 25 is that Tanzania needs to be a society which will be free from poverty, will have graduated from the group of least developed countries to that of a middle-income country with a high level of human development. The vision has the following 5 major attributes: high-quality livelihood, peace, stability, and unity, good governance, a well-educated and learned society, and lastly, a competitive economy capable of producing sustainable growth and shared benefits. Mkukuta 2 is, in English, it means the National Strategy for Growth and Reduction of Poverty, is currently the national organizing framework that accords high priority to poverty reduction in Tanzania's development agenda, and it will run for 5 years up to the year 2015. Now, Mkukuta 2 has the aspirations of Vision 2025 and the quest to also achieve the Millennium Development Goals that we all hear about. Honorable Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, let me now address the key ministry policies advancing e-skills development for a knowledge economy in Tanzania. The ministry is playing its role in this vision in laying out a coordinated strategic plan for e-skills through an ICT, with its ICT policy and the STI, the Science, Technology, Innovation Policy. The ICT policy has got 8 key pillars: human capital leadership, universal broadband access and infrastructure, ICT industry and SME development, e-services and local content development, ICT safety, security and standards, legal, regulatory and institutional framework, regional and international cooperation, and the productive sectors. The STI policy is being revised to reflect issues of technology entrepreneurship, technology transfer, the use of R&D for developmental economic activities, and the commercialization of proven bankable results. Now, at the same time, we're embarking on an open government that will synergize e-skills development. Our President, His Excellency Dr. Jakaya Kikwete, participated in the Open Government Partnership in Brasilia held this year in April. At that gathering, Tanzania committed to and is in the process of building an open government data platform that will enhance this notion of having an evolved knowledge citizenry as part of the knowledge society. In the initial phase, emphasis has been put on education, health, sanitation, and water. Along those lines, also, we have other examples that we're trying to implement, and one of them is the Open Data Platform Workshop, or boot camp, bringing together the media entities and application developers, both mobile and web, to interact and get the skills to work in a digital environment and create analytical visualization and reporting that has a positive impact on the community and helps development activities. Now, having studied this framework, we do have strategies. Now, Tanzania is deploying her national ICT fiber backbone for the access of internet and other information and communication technologies, represents the material foundation of a networked nation and a push to be one of the emerging economies in the region that's fulfilling her Vision 2025 of being a knowledgeable economy. Capacity building is ongoing in mobile and web applications that are community problem solvers through co-creation activities and the use of ICT incubation, innovation spaces, and communities around the country that are living labs. We work with other ministries, stakeholders, and partners, especially the Ministry of Education and Vocational Training. For example, there is the National Schools Connectivity Plan, which considers the various policies and regulations to connect Tanzanian schools and teachers' colleges to a national broadband backbone and the internet by the year 2015. And our higher learning institutions are all connected on a special fiber backbone for academic research. And then we have the implementation of the Start Smart Skills program, which will support the growth of business processing and outsourcing, particularly at our technology park that we call Raptor City. It looks to put in place an innovation process with entrepreneurship while linking to the living lab concept of communities. We currently have other living labs around the country with a central node at the Commission, which we call the Innovation Space. This program, we hope, is expected to filter down to our micro-work program that will build skills across various sectors in a bottom-up approach. A greater push by the Commission is to use R&D to inform the policy formulation processes in creating a knowledgeable economy. For example, we are looking at the extractive industries and the impact they have on their communities in providing new skills, in addition to finding value addition to the extraction process. Along those lines, I think the trip to UWC was very informative and has given us ideas that we will seek some collaboration with UWC in support of value addition for our coal extraction waste material. So with all these strategies, there's another one thing that we've done also, that is we have created and are continuing to create telecenters in the rural areas. We have set up centers of excellence of higher learning to build skills, like the Nelson Mandela African Institute of Sciences and Technology, and then there's a collaborative program between the government of South Africa and the government of Tanzania on high-performance supercomputing that we're undertaking. So what are we trying to achieve? Employment readiness, and effective e-governance and service delivery, business development, research and development also. Having stated all those challenges, having said all that, we also have challenges. And the challenges, many of them you already know, but let me state this then, in the following. In addition to some infrastructure requirements that are beyond the grasp of the ministry, like sustainable power, roads, we find that cost-effective and affordable last-mile solutions are yet to be achieved. In Tanzania, we still have a shortage of human skills in order to build capacity absorption to sustain our achievements. This is compounded by the lack of strategic frameworks in policies, curricula, targeting entrepreneurship and innovation, and cost-effective, appropriate ICT tools. In conclusion, we will collaborate and work with any stakeholder on a win-win basis to develop Tanzania. For example, we have discovered gas. We lack the skills to strategize, develop, deploy the extraction of this gas, and to build the absorption capacity to maintain this and sustain this whole program. As we develop these skills in our country, we need to be creative, innovative, and think out of the box to solve problems that will lead to poverty alleviation and wealth creation. My wife always tells me to think out of the box, or when I tell her that I'm thinking out of the box, she always says, and throw the box away. And so this reminds me of a story whereby a friend started an ICT training school in one of our towns to build his skills in ICT. As the business got good, a copycat person did the same and put his entrance next to my friend's door to the left side, calling it the Genesis IT School. A month later, another copycat did the same and built an entrance to the right of his door and called it the New IT Training Center. Business for my friend went down. So what did he do? He took the sign off the front of his door and put up another sign that said entrance. So now, that's creativity. Now let me end with our 50 years of independence slogan theme that we recently celebrated, which said, we have tried, we have succeeded, and we are succeeding, and we are moving forward. And I'll leave you with this picture. Thank you very much.